Is your Sims dining experience a bit ordinary? Is it so humdrum that it feels like they just disappear entirely when they go out to eat? In that case, it's time to spice things up by heading out to the business-as-usual bistro for the creme de la creme of opulent dining experiences. Hey everyone, welcome to my review of the new Sims 3 store set Business As Usual Bistro. This set came out today, which was, I want to say, July 17th or 18th. And it is currently 1,700 sim points. That's $17 US. It will be 1,900 after the sale ends on the 21st, which usually these venues are on sale a little bit longer. But I could be, it's been a long time since usually it's a little longer. I'm not sure. But it's not very long. You have until the 21st if you want to get it at the $17 price as opposed to the $19. This set comes with 15 items, including the venue, 2 female outfits, 1 male outfit, 3 male hats, 1 counter island, a sink, a food processor, a kitchen light, and a kitchen light with sort of a rack on it. So it's a similar light, but it's slightly different. You'll see what I'm talking about later. And a refrigerator. The premium content item that it comes with is an oven. And we're going to show that to you a little bit later as well. But this particular item, what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to open a restaurant. So you'll have a restaurant that your Sims can physically go to, sit down at a table, order yourself some food, and have someone serve it to them. And as far as I can tell, in town you generally have control over it, whatever the active family is, I think. I'm not totally positive yet. But that's all sort of nuts and bolts and all that, and we'll get into the little bits a little bit later. So what we're first going to do is take a look at the clothing items, and we're going to start up with the male hairstyles. So I will see you in a minute. So the first hat we're going to be looking at here is the teppanyaki style, and there's also a little variant down here that I'm pretty sure came with the set as well and not with the teppanyaki set, that just has the little nori, and I'm not actually that familiar with sushi, but it has these little sushi applique on the front, and they're very cute. Really, I think that this hat, this Sim has a wide head. He's one of our usual store set showcase dudes now, because I like this Sim, I know, but I like him. Basically, it has the top, it's like a bloused shape. I think this would look good on almost any Sim. And, recolor channels, let's see. Yeah, so basically it's the ones you would expect. The band is recolorable, and the hat itself is recolorable. Beyond that, there's not much else you can do. And I highly doubt, yeah, okay, that is a variant on it. And the one with the applique wouldn't actually be recolorable on those little bits. You would only be able to recolor the band itself. So the second hat that we have here is the sushi chef hat. It has the mesh top, and it's, it has sort of a little bit of a corner in the front, but the rest of it is rounded pretty much. And it's just generally a sushi style hat. Okay, and the third hat is this classic chef style with the flat top. It has, camera. Actually, that's my mouse. It has this little bit of a tassel, which I gotta say in real life would annoy the crap out of me, to be honest. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open up the dresser so that we can get a really good look at the outfit, so I'll see you in a moment. So the men's outfit is this, and remember I said that it only came with one, but I think that actually this is pretty well done. I do like the look of it. I like how it's sort of loose through the body, and the belt does have a good drape. I'm gonna check how many recolor channels we have, but I'm gonna guess that it's just the banding details versus the outfit and the pants. So yes, as you can see, you have pants. They're not super long. And the shoes are base game that I decided to use. A thing, if you're gonna go for the actual legitimate chef's look, then, or at least kitchen staff in general, what you're gonna wanna do is put them in clogs, because I don't know if you've ever watched like Mario Batali or anything like that. Generally, kitchen staff wear clogs. well, I mean, like in a line cook would wear like non-stick shoes, but in a big like industrial kitchen, in general, they would wear clogs because if you spill something on your feet, you can kick them off quickly. If you're wearing socks or traditional shoes, then it's going to burn that to your feet and it can cause a lot more damage. So yeah, that's why I put my two Sims here. I put them in clogs. And I'm glad because the base game actually has clogs, so it's not like you have to buy anything specific, which is interesting because most of these sets I found you don't have access necessarily to the exactly perfect shoes, and I'm glad that this time you do. Alright, so let's actually look at the color channels. So we have 1, which is the main piece, 2, which is the pants, yes, 3, which is the banding, and 4, what is 4? What is that way? Oh, the buttons. Okay, so that's pretty much what you would expect. You can generally just change the color of all of this. Let's see. Let's go with yellow. It's mostly green, actually. There we go. Yep, so you can change a lot about this outfit. Very nice. Okay. And that is pretty much it for the gentlemen, so let's take a look at the ladies. And we're back here with Danica, our store set model, and she is wearing the first of the women's outfits. Remember, there are 2. And this is the button-down chef's jacket. And it has slightly shorter pants at the bottom than the other pair, which you'll see. And you can see she's also wearing clogs, which again are base game. I like this. I think it lies well. It doesn't look too body conscious. It looks like something you would actually wear to work as a chef. An important thing of note, in case you weren't aware, which you might be, but I wasn't aware of this until actually not that long ago. A chef doesn't refer necessarily to the person who cooks. A chef refers to the person running the kitchen. It means chief. So I thought that was really kind of interesting. Okay, so the recolorable channels are, once again, the buttons. Here's the piping. It's not facing like it was with the other men's clothes. It's the piping, and then the pants, and the jacket itself. So those are your 4 recolorable channels. And I think that, like I said before, that gives you a lot of versatility. Now, there are no hairstyles for women, and technically she wouldn't actually be wearing her hair loose like this, but I'm lazy and I didn't want to change her hair to a different hairstyle, like one that's pulled back, but she should be wearing one that's pulled back, so maybe I'll do that for the overall look. But they're just going to go down and have something to eat when we get down to the bistro. So the second outfit here has slightly longer pants, like I mentioned, and it's a wrap style. This is more akin to like a teppanyaki or sushi style wrap, and I think that it works. It definitely provides a little bit of a different feel. So if you're going to go with sort of an Asian themed sushi restaurant, if you're going to take advantage of the teppanyaki grill, which was from another store set, I think will mesh nicely with this. This would be the jacket you'd probably want to use. Once again, she's wearing those same clogs, and let's check out the recolor channels that we have available to us. Alright, as you can see, actually it has this little pocket, and then the facing on the front, which would be like a name badge. So these tiny little details. I actually think the wrap looks nice, but she's rather small-breasted, so it's entirely possible that the large-breasted Sim wouldn't look as good. Okay, so you have the main body of the garment, you have the pants, again, the facing on the sleeves, and then are those the buttons? Are those the buttons? Yes, those are the buttons on the side, which actually is kind of interesting because, you know, they wouldn't necessarily have to give you the option to recolor those tiny buttons, but that, I think that adds a new degree of visual interest, which is pretty cool. So if you're actually considering having your Sim walk around in this more often and actually wear it as a work uniform, let's say they work in the restaurant business in the game itself, you could utilize it that way. So I think that would look pretty good. Okay, and when we come back, we will be taking a look at the venue itself. Okay, we are here to look at the main venue, the main event, and I really think that I don't know. It's quite striking. Right now it's at nighttime, in Aurora skies. Except there's no aurora. I never see the auroras. It's a little bit of a bummer. But, I wanted you to see it at nighttime, particularly because I think that it's, like I said, it's quite striking. I think, ooh, game lag. I think it's really, really beautiful and just visually interesting. And I believe that this venue was built by Simguru Copeland. I think that's his sim guru name, but like he has such a sense, not to necessarily just fawn all over this, but he has such a sense of organic design. It's really, really beautiful. It's modern without feeling too modern. It has just a tremendous amount of expression, and I can see where this venue can be tweaked readily. Like if you don't want the pagoda style roof, and you want to change that up a little bit and maybe make this fit in somewhere like Monte Vista, that would be easy enough to do. I think it would fit well in any of the towns, whether or not you want to tweak it or just leave it as is. I think that it could work well in pretty much any circumstance, and I'm not gonna lie, I really, really like it. I particularly enjoy the landscaping. It's lush. It has a lot of thought put into it. It's so funny. I'm like having trouble finding words because I really, really like this venue. And to be honest, these sets, I always enjoy when I don't actually have to build something to go with it. So while the set comes with 15 pieces, and that's less than what you would get with like a big store set that doesn't come with a venue, I feel like you still probably get a good deal, and the quality of this lot is exceptional. So that's my 2 cents on that. Let's take a look at how it is inside. And right now our 2 visitors have grouped up, and camera issues. And they are going to have a nice meal, but first let's take a look around. Upstairs you have your bathrooms, typical bathrooms. I believe, let's take a look. We'll leave the walls up. You have your male, your female. I actually like unisex bathrooms, so personally I would change that. I did put down a professional bar. If you have late night, that's entirely conceivable, and sometimes when I put down late night bars in public venues that don't originally have them, it glitches them out, but that didn't happen this time. I think that's in my game. I don't think that's in general. The color combination here of the charcoal gray with the assorted cherry wood and bright green, but it's not too bright. And then this sort of plum purple color. It's actually more of a, you could say it's not reddish enough to be plum, but it's a lovely purple color. I think that the color combinations here are fantastic and very, very intelligent. I like the way the stairs look. They've got the, I'm so picky about venues that I'm glad that I like this one. I'm glad because, for the purpose of this review, I have to buy these things anyway. And, I don't always have a ton of money. I'm not complaining. I like doing these. So I'm really glad that I enjoy this venue. This is even a really cool touch here where the landing is actually used as a showcase. You can't actually get up there, but it's just used to showcase some design elements. I think that's really, really clever. The half wall here has metal facing on it, and that actually brings me to the first thing we're going to take a look at, and that's these counters. The island fits together to look like this. So the end pieces are, I got confused. The end pieces of the island look like this. They sort of finish themselves off. Oop, I guess we're going to have this down. So if I were to take that away, what you would see is actually this piece here would have the face on it instead of being open. It just does that automatically, and I think it gives everything a nice polished look. I didn't recolor this bar, I probably should have, but I think it fits anyway. It looks really good. Here's the counter. I'm really jazzed to see a counter with sort of a nice architectural feel to it. It feels structured. But in like an elegant, simple way, but there isn't any sort of fussiness on the front. It looks like the kind of counter that you would actually just pull the lip underneath and it would open. And I think I like it that way. I really do. So I'm excited about that. I can't tell you how much I like this venue. I feel like I'm sort of over-adulating a little bit, perhaps, but I like it so much. Oh my god. Okay. So down here you have your dining space. And you've got a little bit of privacy. It just breaks up the room when you have screens. That's a tip. If you're ever building houses and you want a really big room, but you don't know how to break it up, I recommend that behind if you have a sofa in the middle of the room, you don't want to put your sofa all the way in the back, you can always put a computer desk behind it, or one of these screens, and I think it makes a nice, it sort of breaks up the room and gives it a nice aesthetic. So, these are obviously all base game tables and chairs because the set didn't come with any, and everything is always base game other than the set pieces because they want people to be able to get these even if they don't have any of the X packs. But basically, it's, I feel like they made it fit through Create a Style, and the menus are here. The menus are part of the set itself. It comes with the restaurant. You put down the hang on, I'm not exactly sure how you do it though. I should look at that while we're here. You put down this oven, and then you have to put the menus around so that people are able to order. This is a light here, and it has a kitchen rack element to it, so that'd be great to put between cupboards over a stove or something, but it is a light and it has the kitchen rack. And then this is also a light, and this kind of looks like a hood. So that over a stove could look really great. This kitchen, I like the design of it. I like how open it is. And, there are 2 stoves in here. That's really cool. You get this, this refrigerator is also part of the set. It has a nice wide stance, and they fit together really well. But when it's on its own, it also looks pretty good. Actually, let's go into, yep. We're going to buy on this lot. I already had the cheats on. Okay, so, when you take that apart, it has its own sort of commanding presence. I know, it's so stupid, but, I like these sort of hulking square refrigerators, with the nice 90-degree angles and all of that. And, I don't think you get that with a ton of the refrigerators in the game, and that's fine, but this one I really enjoy. And the freezer section looks actually a little too small, but they'd probably have a Sub-Zero freezer. That's not a thing here, but that's probably what they would have. So here's the stove in question, and our lovely Charlotte Carrasco, she's a mixologist. She's also the chef, so that might be a problem. That might be an issue, hopefully, but I did hire a chef who will show up for the next shift, so I almost wonder if the mixologist would do both, in which case I would have to take out the bar, that'd be iffy. But if you put a bar down, if I were to put this in a resort, if you have Island Paradise, if I were to put this in a resort, I could put the stove and hire a chef, and I could also put down a bar and hire a mixologist. So that would be how you would do it separately. But in this instance, I might have to get rid of the bar upstairs, which would be a bummer, but that's okay. That's on me. As you can see, this is the exact same counter that we saw upstairs, but it is in chrome. Everything's finished in chrome. It's easy to clean, easy to see where it's dirty. Basically, this kitchen, it's accurate. I feel as though it is accurate to how one of these kitchens would look, and that's something I'm looking for. I like my game to be really realistic, and I enjoy that. I love this. The oven. The oven itself has two compartments, as you can see, and I think that's pretty cool. There's a new animation, so I don't know if they would end up using both. So I'd be interested to see if they end up using both compartments, or if it alternates, or if they just use the one. And then here on the side you have an attached Dell field, which is basically a refrigeration unit where you would hold your complementary ingredients or your prep work. So you'd have, looks like there are carrots, a little bit of diced onion, possibly some jalapenos, looks like tomato. Just all of your prep work would go there. And I think you can find a Sub-Zero freezer type custom content thing. I'd be interested to do that because I would want it to, I don't know, I'm such a nerd. I would want it to actually fill out like a whole real kitchen. And then obviously this didn't come with it, but there are the things you need in here. You have, I don't know if this is a trash compactor or a dishwasher. I think it's a trash compactor, but yeah, you have the stuff you need. Then as another thing you get with the set, here's this industrial sink. And as you can see, it was also upstairs in the bathroom. And I think it suits a number of circumstances and looks really, really nice. This definitely has a night, or like a late night or nightlife aesthetic. And in fact, I was going to mention nightlife. I don't know if you had The Sims 2. You were able to have restaurants back in The Sims 2 because in Open for Business, well, no, basically in late night, no, nightlife, late night, nightlife. I always get them confused. Yes. In nightlife, in The Sims 2, they implemented restaurants and you could take a date there and, order a meal and all of that. And it was really cool. But then in Open for Business, they made it so that you could run your own restaurant. So this is a little late in the game for The Sims 3, but you will be able to achieve that again. And I think that this would fit with the resort system very, very well. So let me see. Okay, so this was a little weird. I wasn't able to put down a food processor at the restaurant, and it didn't show up there, but this also comes with the set. It's an industrial food processor, and I think it's actually pretty nice looking. Let's see really quickly. I thought I looked at the stats, but now, of course, I can't remember. It just gives plus to cooking. It doesn't have anything else to it. It's just like, it's just like a normal food processor. But I recommend highly for your Sims that you get them a food processor because it really does increase the quality of their meals and make them much more satisfied. Now, we're going to, she doesn't look, she's like, I don't know. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a seat. Let's go over here to the corner. Place an order. Couldn't find a nearby. It's business time industrial. The food selection. Oh, okay. So there's a bunch of stuff here that you actually have to set. So we want to set menu for lots. Why don't we have them serve something fancy? I apologize. I'm a dork. No, not wood-fired. Lasagna. I guess because it's sort of an Asian fusion restaurant, we could go with sushi. So that is set, and the quality is set to sous chef. You can choose line cook, sous chef, or executive chef. That's 10 simoleons per day, 20 simoleons per day, and 40 simoleons per day. Alright. Can we hire a chef for this stove too? Okay, the new chef, Shay Greco, will start working on the next shift. So, get on down here, Shay. That's pretty cool if we can have two of them at the same time. Hopefully that doesn't fire her. No, I think we're okay. And then let's set the menu for this friend here. I wonder if it'll change for both. Let's see. Is it selected on sushi already? Now we should set something. We'll do a teppanyaki vegetable medley. So we should set a vegetarian option. Alright. So let's see if we can order now. Place an order. Teppanyaki vegetable medley. Okay, so that's what it did. It sets it, you can only choose one food item. Now I know that over time you're going to be able to tweak the menu, which is a little interesting. Oh, our new chef just teleported in. There we go. What are you complaining about? No, you don't need to sit there. Go sit elsewhere. There are plenty of seats here, Missy. Alright, so let's get on down here. Not helping, ladies. Nope, not helping. Okay. So they're thinking about what they're gonna get. She knows. She came here prepared. Okay, let's see. Guys. That's weird. Are they closing? What is the shift for this? Set hours to 9 p.m. Oh, okay. Hang on. Alright, you know what? We're just going to come back in the daytime so you can actually get a good look at what it looks like. So I will be right back. Alright, we're back during the daytime. The restaurant opened 19 minutes ago. And we are just here right as soon as they open because we're not afraid to be uncool. We like their food. At least I'm going to presume that they will. Now, there are 4 optional moodlets with this particular premium content item, which is the oven. And basically, it gauges whether or not they feel that they were ripped off and all of that. So we'll see. Basically, we'll see what that comes up as. Now, I've got them sitting down. They're going to take they're going to order, and we're going to see what happened. I got a notification that the regular chefs were not able to make it. So here we have these friends, and they're wearing some chef's garb, but it's not the garb that actually came with the set, which is a little bit of a bummer. I don't think that we can set their outfit. We'd probably be able to if we were to do it on like a resort, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Now, you can set the markup as well, which is what will indicate whether or not people feel ripped off. And, you know, generally you're going to want to sort of pair that out carefully, see exactly what flies in the town and what doesn't, and what people are willing to pay. Since we're the first ones here, it should be okay. Let's see if we can order some food. Alright, so here comes one of our kitchen crew, our sous chefs. There we go. We haven't really said much to her, but she seems to know what we want. I don't know if it's telepathically. That'd be really fancy if this were a telepathic restaurant. Alright, so she's in here making the food. Now, what do the Sims do while they're just hanging out? Do they interact? Okay, so place an order. I'm a little afraid to tell them to do something else. Just for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to have them sit and just hang out. Being a nerd. Did he go up in nerd status from hanging out with her? No. That's weird. What's he doing? I think he was just thinking about comic books. Oh yeah. Voila. Okay, and that just appears. No, neither of them is all that hungry. And they seem to be talking to each other while they order, which is really cool. It'd be great if you could do some sort of dessert. Now let's see. Do we have a mixologist show up here? That doesn't appear to be. Yeah, so I probably have to take away this bar. But in a resort situation, I think it'd be pretty cool. But this is nice because they're engaging in conversation. You can come here, you can set it up to have a family-style interaction, have everybody hang out and talk. You can eat outside as well. There's a lot on offer. And he wants to go play with the mirror because that's what he's going to do. Alright, really quickly, I want to see something. What are you doing? Okay, she's getting up. And she's going to go place an order. What are you going to place an order for? You're already stuffed. Okay, and she didn't get the moodlet. So let's change the markup. Let's go ahead and we will set the markup to 150%. Charging 150% is very expensive. Hopefully your chef can live up to the expectations. I don't know if they can, but let's see. Now she's gonna order some more food. And I want to watch the interaction with the stove. Okay, go away. They have children. Okay, so she's coming on out. It's a little weird how she puts the pot of ingredients in her pocket, but that's okay. And we have this chef in here not doing much of anything, but I assume if you had... Oh, hello, what's the problem? I kind of presume if you had more people in the restaurant, that it would be different. Okay, Casey Vine's proprietor. What are you doing? Okay, she is heading away. And he's coming out. Okay, so Willow Bloom will be working the shift. That's a little odd. I wonder if like they work a certain number of hours. And there's Willow. Okay. He took her order. So that's good, because when the other sous chef wasn't able to do it, he headed on out and took care of that, which is good. So, okay, so he went underneath the Dell field, put that in the top, and it came out the bottom. So it's a little weird. Maybe there's like a dumb waiter in there or something. Oh yeah, there is. It sort of lowers down like a dumb waiter. That's pretty neat. And Danica, you're gonna feel so sick. We're gonna have to roll you home. Alright, Jonathan, what are you doing? Okay, he seems to be entertaining himself. And there is a mixologist. Yay. Yay, this is great. It's a fully working bistro. That is awesome. Okay. So remember, the bar isn't here. If you don't have nightlife, it won't work. And there wasn't a bar here to begin with. It was just all counter. But I decided that I wanted a bar, so I put one in. And I'm assuming that that's something that they kind of left up to you. Oh, was that a pony? It's a pony. I get distracted easily. Alright, so let's take a look really quickly at the outside during the daytime. Like I said, I feel like the exterior landscaping is actually well thought out. And it's very organic. And I like it. I do. I really like it. I think it's well done. There's a lot of lighting. This would be Art Nouveau style. And that's pretty beautiful. I don't know, that must be something that's actually, I don't know if it just comes with this venue or if it would still be in your inventory so that you could use it elsewhere. It'd be nice if you could. But you could always, like I said, you could always put this down, rebuild parts of it, change the roof, change the coloring, and make it fit any town to your specifications. I don't see any reason whatsoever you couldn't turn this into like a little Italian bistro or some sort of Americana restaurant or anything you really want it to be, because there are so many things on offer for the food itself. So, this is the set. I think I really, really like it. Once again, the price is 1,700 sim points. I would say simoleons, 1,700 sim points until the 21st, when it is no longer on sale, and then it is 1,900 sim points. That's $17 US and then $19 US. That's pretty typical price for a venue. This, like I said, this harkens back quite a bit to, see, now she got the Moodlet. Very expensive. This that was price gouging at its finest. So she gets a negative Moodlet. Plus she's, excuse me, I had the hiccups. Plus she's really full. So there you go. She's probably not feeling great. But I'm losing my train of thought. I apologize. But yeah, so it's roughly the typical amount you get for a venue, the 1,900 sim points for things like the stone throw greenhouse and all of that. You usually get like one or two premium items, and like I said last time, I can't really talk about, like, in terms of programming and pathing and overall design. I can't really speak to whether or not the price on this is quote-unquote fair. What I can say is that I enjoy this. And if it's something that you've been longing for since was it late night? Nightlife, yeah. If it's something you've been longing for since Nightlife, if you've really missed having restaurants where your Sims could actually go and engage with the staff and all of that, then it might be worth picking it up. That's really up to you. It's really genuinely up to you. I think that there could be a lot of uses for this, and I do like it, but as we know, Sims 3 store sets and venues can be pricey. So just keep that in mind. It's really important to know ahead of time what you're buying. Take a look at some videos. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And that's pretty much it for this time. I want to say thank you very, very much, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.